Welcome to Sound and Communications VIEWpoint. My name is Ensing from Mad Systems, and I'm with Herzog of Entech Creative Industries, and we are talking about creative design for retail and corporate business. First of all, it was kind of interesting. We both saw this brief about thinking inside and outside of the box, and I first want to dispel this myth of the box. What is your take on that?
I agree. There is no box. Retail takes on many forms, and whether it's through your website, through mobile marketing, a traditional retail store, a retail store is a destination. There's no in the box or out of the box.
Yeah, one of the things that I found also that when I looked at the brief, one of the big things that people come up with all the time is this thinking in and out of the box. And I think it's important to realize that the best projects are just free thinking to do whatever you can within the available budget and within the available constraints that you have within your space.
I agree with you. But also, you and I both come from a technology background, and so of course we like to incorporate technology into a retail space, but it's not always necessary. Sometimes it is, and it can be a real draw for the audience. But at the end of the day, what you're really trying to do is become a destination for the consumers to want to buy your brand. And there's a myriad of ways to make that happen. And there's no one magic bullet that makes that occur.
Clearly. One of the interesting things that we found is that some of the work that we've done for theme parks and museums is starting to permeate into the retail and probably also into the corporate market.
In what way?
Well, I think that what we're finding is that with the current economic situation, people are increasing their advertising budgets, and they're going to have to get more creative. And how would you get more creative without looking outside of the area that people, certainly in the retail industry, have been looking at so far?
Well, I think one of the best methods for that to occur is really utilizing the retail's website. There's a real host of things that can be done through the website to make it interesting, whether you're offering coupons to customers, creating blogs on the website, getting consumer feedback on product lines. What you want to do is engage your audience so that they want to go there, and then they want to go to your retail environment to see what those new products and brands are that are out there. Yeah,
certainly necessary because people are competing with the web business, and there's an awful lot of companies out there selling exactly the same items but without the brick and mortar or the cost that go with it. It's kind of interesting. I was walking around South Coast Plaza, one of the big malls in Southern California, after hours the other day, and the thing that really got me is that it was maybe 10 o'clock at night or something. We went to a restaurant, and after they had turned everything off, there really wasn't anything going on in these shop windows. And I was really surprised because there was still a lot of people walking around. And my take on that was that, here's a market that people, your company and certainly ours as well, could do something with, because it seems crazy to have all this rent and all this expense and not make use of that space outside of normal shopping hours while you have public still walking around.
Well, actually, coincidentally, I was with a colleague last night, and we went over to the Time Warner Center, and it was just as you said. It was going on 8:30, close to 9 o'clock. The mall was quiet. Stores were getting ready to shut down. But interestingly, Nike was hosting a private event, and it was some annual event for entrepreneurs, and they had left the back half of their store open for the event, and people were milling about and having drinks and things, but the front of the store was open to the public, and just by seeing all those people in there, it drew us into the store, and we noticed that it was drawing other people as well. And you're right, at the end of the day, if you're paying all that real estate, why not be hosting additional events?
Make use of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Toys R Us in Times Square does that regularly. And in fact, I think it's Monday or a week from Monday, they're hosting a fireman's event. And when they do that, they bring in the Ferris wheel staff so that the firemen and their families can ride the Ferris wheel. And what they're doing is they utilize that very expensive Times Square space for lots of events after the retail hours. And it's a smart thing to do.
After these messages, there will be more from Sound and Communications VIEWpoint.